Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Here we go. We're motoring through another week. Andrea Rosser, another week. So, and we're almost through February. I don't, I don't want anybody to think real hard about this, but how many of you feel like months just whoo? It's like, what happened? When I was a kid, a week felt like it took like 2 months. Especially when I was in school getting in trouble. But anyway, that's a different story. I got to give a big shout out. Mr. Ron, thank you. I received this when I got home from a 3 week road trip last night. And Ron, thank you. And thank you for your note. Love you, brother. So I am overflowed with emotion this morning. Okay. So you got to bear with me. There's people on here that's not in our business. It doesn't matter. Like we're all family. But last night we had Mr. Tom on from Thailand. It was Thursday morning for him. And I'll tell you, I took a lot of things away, and maybe you can put it in the comments, but I'll tell you what I took away, and I'm gonna try to be quick, Andrea. Sometimes this old boy just needs to laugh a little more. Like, quit being so serious. Everybody can feel it. Everybody can feel when it's just you're so high strung that you're just wound in a knot. And last night, Tom Big Al, as they call him, was on 50 years in our profession. He served. And he starts talking and he's just having fun. And I'm literally in stitches, like I'm laughing. It was the best hour, you know? And when I got off, I thought, sometimes this old boy is just way too serious. Way too serious. Life's too short. So, overflow. Tana, I believe this was her word of the year. Andrea, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you look at overflow, when something exceeds its limit and spills over, okay? And I'm going to go fast because I want to turn it to Andrea, but think about it. Now, it could be excess water. You're pouring it in a bowl and it overflows, right? It could be excess money. I always am okay with that. It could be excess emotions. It depends. It depends, right? It depends on what emotion. It could be excess impact, right? We talked yesterday about you sleep better when you're impacted more, and you can feel it. You know when you're on your game, and you know when you're not. Nobody else does. Nobody's judging. I mean, everybody else has got their own stuff going on. But I know when you're not on your game. And here's to me, the interesting point. Overflow is not the starting point, it's the result. Like you don't accidentally overflow. You feel and you feel and you feel until there's no room and it starts overflowing. And here's where the lesson for me was. Most people chase overflow without building capacity. Here's my point. They chase money. I need more of it. And then they get it, but they didn't learn the talents of having it. And it's easy in, easy out. Have you ever been there? Where you're like, I made a lot of money and I have nothing to show for it. Yes, that's because the capacity, Brent, was not there to hold what you had. Guess what that capacity is called? Books, groups that are leveling you up. Knowledge. Knowledge is power when you're out chasing an opportunity to overflow. What about leadership? You can pray for overflowing leadership. And guess what? If you're not leveling up, if you're not building your competency, guess what? It will stifle growth because you're not prepared. The capacity is not there. And with to me, without it, success, like if I'm not leveling up and I'm praying for overflow, success feels stressful. Oh my goodness, it's so stressful. Growth feels overwhelming. It's too much going on. There's too much. I don't even know where to go. I don't know what to do. There's just too much. If I'm praying to overflow in something, I got to slow down and get my capacity to where it needs to be. Because if not, blessings can feel extremely heavy. I have felt moments in different areas of my life, it feels extremely heavy when you're given an abundance of something, overflowing, because I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I'll never forget an abundance of money. Just so everybody knows, I came from a teaching background, okay? We're not breaking the banks out there. So I didn't know. Like I promise you, I made mistakes where my capacity wasn't where the overflow was coming and it was like it was going out as easy as it was coming in. Or, I wouldn't say it was easy. So I'm going to turn it, I want, because there's a lot of people in our business. I want to share this with you this morning. Networking, which we all do, whether you're in our business or not, when your belief overflows, you speak differently. Where's your belief? When your skill set overflows, you close people differently. When your leadership overflows, your team rises. When your value overflows, you're serving others, people are attracted to you more. They're not convinced. They don't have to be convinced. So here's what overflow means. Your calendar's full. What does your calendar look like this week for your business? Your pipeline's full because you've built consistency. Your team's growing because you built leaders. And your income is increasing because you're adding value first to people's life. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson there, Coach. That was a good one. And Tana, I do appreciate this word. It was fun to look into. So, quote that I found was when you're filled with purpose, overflow becomes impact. And doesn't that sound phenomenal? Like, who doesn't want to go make a positive impact in either, their little tiny ecosystem, like your family, or even spreading out your community, or even bigger, throughout the nation? Wouldn't it be phenomenal to make that impact? And I think about, all of us, like who just wants enough, right? Do we wake up in the morning and say, my goal is to just survive or to just have enough? No, we all want overflow. We want overflow in our body, but in a good way, with strength and energy and vitality and health in our businesses, right? With options. You guys know options are my love language. There's nothing I love more than some good options with stability. How about a business that, we all know with every single business, maybe you're an air conditioning repair person, you're hopping in the summer, but you're kind of slow probably in the winter. And wouldn't they love stability where they were making money and had it nice and even all year long? What about a business with beautiful margin? Doesn't that sound great? And then I think about the overflow that would be beautiful in our relationships, love that spills over into other people as well, and then joy, right? The kind that shows up, you know, all the time in the ordinary, in the extraordinary, in all kinds of different moments. But when I was looking into this, what I figured out was that overflow doesn't come from us striving, right? Overflow comes from the daily stewardship, the little tiny deposits that we make in our relationships every single day, right? That eyeball time, that connecting time, with those consistent habits that we have where we make that one more call or follow up, or we love on people or whatever it is, right? In that quiet obedience to the different things that we know that we need to be doing to be good stewards of ourself and in our community and all these different places. That unseen discipline that nobody knows what we're doing, right? Cynthia, you know this, the little moments that nobody else knows. But when we do those little consistent habits, that's when we create overflow because it's not something we can chase. It's something that we have to build. And once we have it, think about those moments when we have so much joy. What do? We spread that joy out to other people. When we're filled up with love, we spread it out to people. When we have lots of options, we can use those options to bless other people. And we think about, our team and our family and our community and our future. When we have more than enough, we can spread that overflow out as far as we can reach. And, we think about overflow, right? It's not about ego. It's not about, having the fanciest car or whatever it may be. It's about expansion. So when I think about overflow, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying, Coach, we kind of can ask ourselves a question of, am I trying to create overflow or am I strengthening that container that can hold it? Because they both matter, but we got to strengthen that container first so we can hold as much as possible and spread as much as possible. So, Tana, I loved this word.
It
I
was a
have
good word.
never thought of it this way before. All I could think of was when I'm carrying my coffee cup upstairs sometimes and I'm like trying not to spill all over my sister's stairs. So, I like this version of overflow much better. I thought it was great.
Yeah, great word. I mean, that was it was good for me this morning. So, guys, have an amazing Thursday. We didn't see any birthdays today. Okay, so have a great Thursday, and we'll see you back to close out the week. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks,
Awesome
guys. Have a great day,
work.
everybody.
Have a
Love you
great
all.
day.
Thank
Love you
you.
Have
guys.
a great
God
Happy
bless
day.
you
birthday.
Have a
both.
great day, guys.
Birthday,
God bless
everybody.
Bye,
Yeah,
you.
you guys.
grateful
Have a
for
good
you.
Yes,
day.
everyone. Love y'all.
Love you. Have a
Bye.
beautiful day.